9 psychological signs. Someone secretly loves you. Old Stoic wisdom: love often speaks in whispers, not shouts. Rumi, have you ever caught someone stealing glances at you when they thought you weren't looking, or noticed that smile lingering just a little too long? At times they may even seem to pull away. Just as you're getting closer, you feel it, an unspoken connection. But is it love? Or is your mind simply running wild? The truth is, love rarely announces itself with grand gestures. It communicates quietly through actions that speak louder than words. When someone harbors secret affection for you, their behavior often reveals their true feelings before they ever muster the courage to speak them aloud. As someone who has spent years studying human psychology and emotional bonds, I can tell you that these subtle signs are more than coincidence. The slight shift in their gaze, the softened tone of their voice, the small gestures of help they offer. Without you even asking, all of these are indicators that they might be silently in love with you. In this video, we will break down 13 psychological signs that someone may secretly be in love with you, even if they've never directly confessed it. Some of these might catch you off guard, while others may confirm the quiet hunch you've had for a while. Let's explore these clues together. Sign 1. The lingering glance. You need to understand this: love often begins with the gaze. When someone harbors feelings for you, their eyes betray them. Long before their words or actions do, you will notice it. The subtle way their eyes linger on you, especially when they think you aren't paying attention. It's in those moments when you catch them staring, and just as quickly as your eyes meet, they look away swiftly, almost as if they've been caught in a covert act. It's not by chance, and it's not accidental. This is the brain's natural response to emotional attachment, known as attentional bias. When we emotionally invest in someone, we unconsciously seek them out in the crowd, our mind zeroing in on them, pulling us toward them. This is something we can't control, and the signs are clear to anyone paying attention. But here's where it gets interesting: that fast, almost embarrassed look away. It's not disinterest, far from it. It's fear. Fear of exposure. Fear that their hidden emotions might become too obvious. The brief moment of eye contact is electric, yet terrifying for someone harboring secret affection. And the truth is, this is where the old Stoic wisdom comes into play. A man with an iron mind understands the power of restraint. The Stoic principles remind us to master our emotions and reactions, to exercise control. If you recognize this behavior in someone, know that their gaze is giving them away without them saying a word. It's the very embodiment of a heart filled with emotions they're too afraid to express. Don't overlook the subtle signs. The eyes rarely lie. Now think about this in real life. How often have you found yourself in a conversation with someone, and yet your attention drifts to something else? It's because your brain is constantly seeking what matters most to you. The same goes for those who are secretly in love. Their eyes will often find you, even if they try to hide it. As the Stoics would say, what we pay attention to reflects what we value. It's the essence of emotional clarity in a world full of distractions. Acknowledge the lingering glance for what it is: an undeniable sign of secret affection. A moment where the heart speaks louder than the mind. Don't ignore it. Don't let the fleeting fear of exposure cloud your judgment. Instead, see it for what it is, and understand that deep emotions are often veiled in the simplest actions. Have you noticed someone's eyes lingering on you more often than you'd expect? Perhaps it's time to take note and reflect. What does this behavior tell you about their feelings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about the subtle ways love reveals itself. Sign 2. Their body faces you even when their words don't. Love has a remarkable way of showing itself before it is ever spoken. And sometimes it's the unspoken gestures that reveal the deepest emotions. When someone secretly loves you, they might try to hide it, acting distant or neutral, but their body is much less skilled at keeping secrets. No. Matter how they attempt to play. It cool with their words. The body can't lie. You need to learn to read these subtle signs. Pay close attention to their body language because often it speaks volumes in a group, at a gathering, or even just sitting. Across the room, does their body seem to turn toward you even when they're trying to appear unaffected? Do their feet almost instinctively point in your direction? Even though their words might suggest indifference, are they leaning in when you speak? Despite their casual or nonchalant tone, these movements might seem trivial, but they are far from insignificant. What you're witnessing is what psychologists refer to as nonverbal orientation, a natural unconscious behavior where the body aligns itself with what it craves or feels comforted by the body, long before the mind can recognize emotional truth. And even if someone tries to hide their affection with their words, their physical presence is still gravitating toward you. Their feet posture and subtle shifts in direction are the body's way of reaching out, showing what the heart may not be ready to admit. This isn't an accident. It's the body's language. Breaking through the restraint of the mind, a silent declaration of affection in the practical stoicism of everyday life. This behavior illustrates an important concept. Feelings cannot always be controlled. By our logical verbal defenses, the Stoic rules remind us that while we may have control over our thoughts and speech, there are some things we cannot suppress, especially when it comes to emotional impulses. Even the most disciplined and self-controlled individual cannot always conceal the physical signs of attraction or love. These movements are not deliberate but instinctive. It's a reminder that even in the world of practical stoicism, there's room for vulnerability. Our bodies often reveal what our words cannot, just as the Stoics understood the importance of mastering one's emotions. They also understood that not all human experiences are within the realm of reason or control. Our bodies, in their wisdom, speak a truth that the mind sometimes tries to ignore or suppress. So what does this mean for modern life, and how can you use it to better understand the people around you the next time you find yourself in the presence of someone who seems emotionally distant? Notice the subtleties of their body language. You might find that even if their words seem indifferent or aloof, their body tells a different story. This is a powerful lesson in how love, affection, and attraction don't always follow the rules of logic and speech. Sometimes someone might not be ready to confess their feelings aloud, but their body will tell you everything you need to know. Perhaps it's a slight lean toward you when you speak, or their eyes that linger just a little too long. These are the signs of attraction, the kind that speak louder than words in modern life. We often rely on words to communicate our feelings, but the body in its quiet way speaks a much older, deeper language. You have to be attentive and listen to that language. These physical cues are an invitation to understand the true depth of what someone is experiencing, even if they don't yet have the courage or words to express it. And just like the ancient Stoics might advise you, must remain aware that the heart often speaks before the mind has made its decision. And in that moment, you'll find the truest expression of love. If you've ever noticed someone's body subtly facing you, even when their words say otherwise, you're seeing a sign of something deeper. Their body can't lie even when their mind tries to hide it. Now drop a comment below. I trust the truth of the body. Sign 3. Sudden nervousness around you. You've witnessed them effortlessly relaxed, confident, and even humorous in the company of others. Yet when it's just the two of you, a noticeable change occurs. Their hands start fidgeting. Their voice falters. They laugh at odd moments or appear to struggle with what to say. This isn't mere awkwardness. It's emotional overload. It's a sign that they are fighting an internal battle that you can't see on a psychological level. This is linked to an elevated state of self-awareness, a reaction that's especially common when we're in the presence of someone we hold deep, unspoken feelings for. Their mind races every part of them, trying desperately to maintain composure, while simultaneously the heart's desire to reveal itself pushes against all attempts to control. The shift isn't because they don't know how to act. It's because they feel vulnerable in your presence. This vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the very essence of love. And as the great Epictetus teaches on the paths of wisdom, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So when they are fumbling for words or breaking into that awkward laugh, understand this: their vulnerability is their way of showing they care something deeper than mere attraction in today's fast-paced world. We often overlook this human element, don't? If you notice someone acting unnervingly different around you, it's a powerful signal. They are likely trying to hide their affection for fear of it being exposed or unreciprocated. This emotional fragility, this nervousness is rooted in their desire to protect their heart, yet simultaneously, it reflects how deeply they've already invested in you. So instead of dismissing it as awkwardness, see it for what it truly is: the clear sign of someone teetering on the edge of their own emotional confession, caught between the desire for love and the fear of rejection. Stoicism teaches us to embrace vulnerability as a form of strength. And in this moment, your presence is testing that strength. The challenge here is to acknowledge this underlying truth, not as a sign of weakness, but as a deep, untold desire to connect. Don't let it go unnoticed. Recognize this as a potential love waiting to be acknowledged, a moment of quiet longing wrapped in vulnerability. Respond with openness in this very instance. You have the power to create a safe space where that nervousness can transform into genuine connection. So if you're feeling this nervousness, take charge, don't be passive, step forward, and create the path where both of you can embrace this beautiful yet terrifying vulnerability. And remember, the paths of wisdom don't ask you to hide your truth. They ask you to walk through it, face it head on, and allow it to strengthen your connection. You must act decisively and with courage. Recognize it, don't run from it, and let the strength of your awareness turn it into an opportunity to win in love. You must first embrace vulnerability, just as the Stoics have taught. So if you've seen this nervousness, don't ignore it. Recognize it for what it is: a doorway to a deeper emotional connection that waits for you to step in. Line 4. They remember tiny details. How often have you casually mentioned your favorite coffee or a simple childhood memory, only for them to surprise you weeks or even months later with exactly what you mentioned? It's not coincidence. It's deliberate. When someone secretly loves you, their mind doesn't just listen. It absorbs every word, every little nuance, and stores it away in the vault of their heart. This isn't just good memory. It's selective attention, a psychological phenomenon where the mind tunes in to what the heart is most drawn to. They don't forget the things that others might overlook, because in their eyes, every little thing about you matters. When you share a fleeting thought, they hold on to it like a precious treasure. And it's not just about remembering a favorite coffee or a childhood story. It's about demonstrating a deeper level of emotional focus, a connection that goes beyond superficial interactions. Every time they bring up something you thought you had long forgotten, it's not a random event. It's their way of showing you that they are tuned into your life, your interests, and your past. This kind of behavior reflects a quiet form of affection, a form of love that doesn't seek validation from grand gestures, but rather from the attention to the little things. It's subtle but incredibly powerful. When someone loves you this deeply, they are not only remembering things you've said, they are showing you that your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences matter to them. This is a sign of emotional intelligence, a deep understanding that love isn't about flashy expressions of affection, but about noticing the small things that often go unnoticed. It's the practical Stoicism in action, focusing on the details that truly matter. The Stoic rules tell us to live with intention and awareness, and this is precisely what they do. They are intentional in remembering and aware of the smallest things that reveal your essence. The power of this kind of attentiveness is not just in the remembering, but in the depth of connection. it creates in the modern world, it's easy to be distracted by the noise and chaos that surrounds us. We often get caught up in the big events, the flashy displays of affection, but in the end, it's the small, quiet moments that truly reflect the depth of love. And it's in these moments that the love of someone who remembers the details shines through. When they remember what you've long forgotten, it's a sign that their love is not only present, but deep grounded in the most sincere form of connection. They care about you in ways that words cannot express, showing their affection through the smallest acts of attention. The beauty of love like this is that it doesn't require a grand gesture to be meaningful. It's in the quiet, thoughtful acts that speak the loudest. This kind of love isn't just about nostalgia or sentimentality. It's about respect and attentiveness. The kind of respect that is often lacking in modern relationships, where we can be quick to overlook the things that matter in a world, where it's easy to focus on the superficial. This kind of focus on the details speaks volumes. It's a reminder that love is not just in the big moments, but in the small, seemingly insignificant ones when someone loves you like this. It's not just about remembering your favorite coffee. It's about showing you that they care enough to notice the details, and in these details, love reveals itself. Not in loud, sweeping declarations, but in quiet, unspoken moments that stay with you, long after they've passed. So, pay attention to those WQ. Remember, don't dismiss their gestures. No matter how small, these are not just signs of affection. They are signs of love in its most genuine, most enduring form, in a world that often values speed over substance. They are taking the time to truly know you. They live by the Stoic rules, embracing the quiet power of attention to detail. And it is in this attention that you'll find the most profound love. Keep your eyes open for those who show you this kind of respect and care, because they are not only showing you they love you, but they are teaching you the value of true connection in a world that so often overlooks it. If you recognize the power of the small, quiet details that truly reflect deep love, drop a comment below. Right now, I cherish the small things that matter. Most real love isn't loud. It's in the subtle moments that speak the loudest. Sign 5. They mirror your movements or speech. Have you ever noticed someone crossing their arms when you do, or picking up on the phrases you often use almost as if they are in tune with your very essence? This isn't mere coincidence. It's a profound sign of emotional connection in psychology. We call this behavior mirroring a subconscious action that occurs when someone feels emotionally aligned with another person. When someone secretly loves you, their mind begins to mirror yours in ways they often don't consciously realize. Their posture, gestures, and even the rhythm of their voice will start to match yours. Subtle yet powerful signals that reveal an unspoken bond. Why does this happen? Because mirroring, much like the Stoic rules of emotional resilience and balance, is an instinctive way for individuals to feel closer to one another. It's a reflection of the desire for closeness to align with another person's world, without necessarily saying a word. This action is a silent admission. I feel what you feel. I want to belong in your world. It's not about mimicry. It's a natural synchronization of emotional states and a clear demonstration of love or affection in practical Stoicism. This concept connects deeply with the idea that emotions and actions are deeply intertwined, shaping our experiences and interactions. When someone mirrors you, they are subtly telling you that they resonate with your energy, that they are experiencing the same emotional rhythms. Their body language becomes the unspoken dialogue that expresses what words may not. This could be something as simple as adopting a similar posture when you sit together, or echoing the pace of your speech in conversations. This is the subconscious mind's way of demonstrating connection, a reflection of mutual respect and shared understanding in the hustle and chaos of modern life, where verbal communication often dominates. This silent, nonverbal exchange is a powerful form of connection. It's in the little things, like the way they subtly mimic your gestures or adopt your favorite expressions. These are the details that make up the profound emotional undercurrent of a relationship. even if their lips never confess. If their body language might already be speaking volumes in your emotional language. The Stoics, with their wisdom on emotional clarity and virtue, would see this mirroring as a manifestation of one of the deepest forms of connection between people is an acknowledgement of shared values, emotions, and perceptions, something far beyond the transactional interactions most people have in their daily lives. In their view, mirroring represents an alignment of personal energy, a bond forged not by words, but through mutual understanding and respect. The beauty of this lies in its subtlety. Mirroring doesn't require grand gestures or declarations. It's in the quiet, unnoticed moments when two people are so in sync that their actions become a shared expression of love. It's a dance of connection where both individuals unconsciously move in harmony without the need to announce their feelings in today's world, where relationships are often clouded by distractions and superficial exchanges. This type of connection is rare and deeply significant. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most profound bonds are not verbalized. They're felt in the way someone mirrors your actions and emotions. This is the beauty of nonverbal communication. It transcends the limitations of words and reveals something deeper about how two people relate to one another. It shows that even if someone doesn't express their feelings outright, their actions can reveal their innermost thoughts. This is where the power of Stoic principles comes into play. They teach us that actions often speak louder than words, and the most meaningful connections are those that arise naturally without force. So when you notice someone mirroring your movements or speech, don't brush it off. Understand that their body is reflecting a deeper emotional connection. It's a clear sign that they feel a bond with you, even if they haven't put it into words yet. Pay attention to these subtle cues because they might be the truest expression of how someone feels about you. It's an invitation to acknowledge that, despite the absence of verbal declarations, a powerful, almost unspoken relationship is unfolding between you. You might not hear the words "I love you" from their lips, but in their every movement, gesture, and tone, the message is clear. I'm with you. And I want to share this connection. This is the beauty of emotional synchronization. And it speaks volumes about the love and affection someone might secretly feel for you. Sign 6. They get jealous, but stay silent. There's a moment, a fleeting moment when you mention someone new, perhaps a friend or even a date, and their expression betrays them. You might not notice the brief flicker of discomfort or the sudden forced smile, or how they quickly change the topic. They say nothing. Yet the silence is deafening. This is not a mere avoidance of drama. It's a hidden jealousy, an unmistakable sign that someone secretly loves you. It doesn't always erupt into confrontational tantrums. No. The most dangerous form of jealousy is the one that moves quietly under the surface with subtlety and restraint. It manifests in the smallest of shifts, a slight tension in the jaw, a dip in energy, or a sudden distance in the conversation that leaves you feeling the weight of unspoken words. Let's be clear. Jealousy is not about mere possessiveness. It's about fear. The fear of losing something you never really had, something you still deeply desire. And if those feelings remain unspoken, buried under layers of silence, they linger in a tension. You can almost taste they hope silently that you won't notice. But I'm telling you this, you must notice, you must always be vigilant in recognizing the signs that others are trying to hide. Epictetus taught us that true wisdom comes from observing and understanding the deeper currents of emotion. And when you see this, it's a clear sign you've hit upon one of the paths of wisdom in modern life. You must be able to recognize these subtle shifts. Often we overlook these silent markers of affection. But let me tell you this, those who hide their emotions through silence are sometimes the ones who are most deeply affected. Recognize. Don't be blind to the signs in today's world where relationships can feel shallow and transient. Learning to read the unspoken signals of love and affection is not just useful, it's powerful. It gives you an edge. It allows you to connect with others on a deeper level. And if you want to truly understand the people around you, especially those who may secretly care about you, start noticing these silent cues. Be like the Stoics, never passive, always alert, always learning know thyself. As Epicurus said, when someone stays silent out of jealousy, they are revealing more than they realize. They are revealing their deepest fears, the ones they're afraid to face. You must see them, you must understand, and you must act on that knowledge. It's time to unlock the wisdom hidden in plain sight. You must read between the lines. Notice the pauses, the silences, the subtle changes. It's these very moments that hold the truth of what's really going on beneath the surface. You can either be passive and let these moments slip away, or you can seize them. The choice is yours. So remember, this jealousy isn't about what's said. It's about what's not said. It's about what they're too afraid to voice. You must look deeper, and in that silence, in that stillness, lies the power to understand the most hidden feelings of those around you. The paths of wisdom have always been about the subtle things, what's unseen, what's beneath the surface. You can either choose to ignore these moments, or you can use them to strengthen your connections, to understand your own emotions, and to guide your actions. The silent jealousy of others is a treasure trove of insight, if you have the wisdom to see it. This is what Stoicism teaches us, and this is how we win in the complex world of human relationships. Don't let these moments pass unnoticed. Take charge and master the art of reading the unsaid. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comment section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you sign. 7. They offer help, even when it's inconvenient. When you're overwhelmed, worn down, or simply having one of those days where everything feels like it's piling up, take a moment to notice the people who always seem to show up when you need them. Most, it's not just that they offer comforting words, but they show up with actions that speak volumes. Whether it's running an errand for you, staying up late to lend a listening ear, or even putting aside their own plans to be there when you need help, these actions speak louder than any grand gesture. And here's the thing. It's not just about basic kindness. This is a deep, almost self-sacrificial behavior. It's a hallmark of someone who has an emotional investment in your well-being, someone who cares far beyond surface-level politeness. This goes beyond just being a good friend or a supportive partner. This is love quietly but powerfully expressed psychologically. This kind of behavior is rooted in self-sacrifice. It's the emotional equivalent of placing your needs, your comfort, your peace above their own. And that's not something everyone is willing to do when someone secretly loves you. Their well-being becomes inextricably linked to yours. They cannot sit idly by when you're struggling. Even if they're having their own difficulties, they'll still find a way to help you, because your struggles become their struggles, and your peace becomes their peace. This may sound dramatic, but it's deeply rooted in how humans emotionally connect with one another. The old Stoics, with their iron minds and unwavering principles, understood this well. They knew that love isn't always about grand emotional declarations. It's about showing up when it counts, when it costs you something, when you put the other person's needs above your own. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. This principle echoes in the silent selflessness of someone who loves you deeply. They don't need the world to see their sacrifice. They do it because it's right, because they believe it's worth. It's so when they help, even when it's inconvenient, when they rearrange their plans to make sure you're not alone, when they offer support without hesitation, it's not just about kindness. It's love in action. And it's a love that doesn't require words to be understood. They may never say, "I love you," but you'll see it in every action they take. They show it in the way they carry the weight of your struggles, even as they battle their own personal challenges. They might never expect anything in return, because for them, the act of showing up for you is its own reward. The idea of love as sacrifice is not new. It's been a part of human nature for centuries, and it's embodied in the principles of Stoicism. Those old Stoic philosophies that prioritize inner strength, responsibility, and loyalty above all else. These principles, coupled with the iron mind required to live them consistently, form the bedrock of the quiet, steady love someone may offer you without a word spoken. It's easy to assume that love is only about grand gestures or declarations. We often look for words, for promises, for some sort of dramatic proclamation to confirm that someone cares for us. But real love often doesn't need words. It doesn't need the spotlight or public recognition. It's in the way someone shows up when they know you're struggling. Even when it's inconvenient, it's in their quiet, persistent actions that signal they're emotionally invested in your happiness, that they genuinely care about your well-being. They don't need to say, "I love you," because they're already showing it in everything they do for you. And that is the power of love when it is lived, not just spoken in our busy modern world. It's easy to overlook the value of these quiet acts of love. We live in a time when words are cheap and everyone is constantly seeking attention or validation. But the old Stoics understood that true strength, true love lies in quiet, deliberate actions. "He is brave is free," wrote Seneca. True bravery and love is not in shouting from the rooftops, but in showing up when you're needed. Most in giving of yourself without the need for recognition or reciprocation. This is love as action, love as sacrifice, love as a principle lived out every day. So if someone is consistently there for you in your times of need, when it's inconvenient, when it costs them something, they're not just being nice, they're demonstrating a deep, genuine affection for you. This is someone who understands the true meaning of love, the quiet, selfless act of showing up. No matter what sign 8, their friends act weird around you. Have you ever noticed how their friends seem to behave differently when you're around? Maybe they start teasing them more than usual, exchange knowing glances, or suddenly grow quiet. As if they're hiding something, don't ignore these subtle shifts. It's not a coincidence. Friends, much like those close to us, can often pick up on signals we're trying to hide, emotions we haven't yet dared to express. This is known as the social ripple effect in psychology, a phenomenon where the dynamics of a person's social circle shift when they're secretly harboring feelings for someone. When someone loves you in silence, those closest to them become aware of it even before it's spoken aloud. A slight blush, a lingering glance, an offhand comment. They may notice these little details, and without saying anything, they start to act differently in response. Friends often become unwitting protectors or gentle encouragers, quietly supporting a love story that hasn't yet found its voice. They might tease or playfully nudge the person they care about, encouraging them to take a step forward. This behavior is a reflection of practical Stoicism in action. While the lover may be hesitant to admit their feelings outright, their friends, often wiser in observing human nature, are less restrained and give subtle hints that encourage the inevitable. Their behavior can feel like a nudge from the universe, reminding both of you that perhaps the time has come for the truth to surface. These moments are not just playful distractions. They are key signals that point to a deeper truth. If you're noticing this, it's not just about being aware of someone's friend's actions. It's a reflection of the Stoic rules of human nature. Those subtle emotional cues that can help guide your understanding of the situation in modern life. These signs are everywhere, and paying attention to them can lead to moments of clarity. Take this as a reminder. The universe doesn't leave things to chance. Sometimes the people around us know our feelings even before we do. It's all about observing the signals that reveal themselves in the smallest of gestures. So if you feel the energy shifting when you're around their friends, pay attention. It's not just them acting weird. It's their way of telling you that love is quietly being nurtured in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to come to light. Sign 9. They laugh at your jokes, even the bad ones. Even the bad ones. At first glance. This might seem like nothing more than polite laughter, a simple social gesture that holds little weight. But if you look closer, you'll understand that this reaction is far more significant than just a brief chuckle laughter. Especially in the context of a developing or hidden affection, is a powerful emotional tool, a bridge that closes the distance between two people when someone secretly loves you. Their brain craves emotional connection, a sense of closeness that words cannot always convey. This is where laughter comes in. It is their way of expressing a desire to be close to you, to share moments with you. Even the most trivial ones, they laugh. At your jokes, no matter how good or bad, because it gives them a reason to feel connected, even when the humor falls flat. It doesn't matter. The laughter is an unconscious emotional offering, a subtle declaration that in that moment they want to be part of your world. They may not say it outright, but their laughter tells you, I am here. I want to be near you. I enjoy your presence. This is a form of emotional vulnerability, and it carries weight. The more someone secretly loves you, the more they will show this vulnerability. It's not about the joke itself, it's about the emotional bond that's being forged. One laugh at a time. Take a moment to consider this. How often do we dismiss the subtle signs people give us because we're too busy focusing on the obvious ones in the paths of wisdom? As Epictetus would say, it's not the big dramatic moments that define us. It's the small, consistent actions that reveal the truest form of our emotions. What you may perceive as a meaningless laugh is in fact a deep-rooted expression of affection, a hint of their feelings that they might not be ready to admit aloud in modern life. We often overlook these nuances, too focused on grand gestures and overt declarations of love, yet true emotional intimacy doesn't always announce itself in loud ways. It's in these subtle moments, like a genuine laugh at a bad joke, that you'll find the most profound connections. Think about the times you've laughed with someone, not because the situation was funny, but because the act of laughing together created a shared experience, a moment of connection. That's what you're experiencing when they laugh at your jokes, even the ones that fall flat. Their laughter is not just about your humor, it's about your presence, your ability to make them feel seen, understood, and valued. This is how people fall in love. Not with grandiose gestures, but with the quiet, everyday exchanges that build a foundation of trust and connection. Now let's talk about how this ties into the principles of Stoicism. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the idea of emotional control. Understanding that our emotions are not dictated by external circumstances, but by our own perceptions and responses. In this sense, when someone laughs at your joke, they are not merely reacting to the joke itself. They are choosing to invest in the connection. This is a conscious, deliberate act of emotional engagement. It's a step towards something deeper. And just as epic teachers would advise you, must be aware of these emotional signals when you see them. Don't dismiss them. Recognize their importance and use them to cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships in your own life. How often do you miss the small signs of affection because you're too focused on the big picture? How often do you overlook the laughter, the smiles, the quiet moments that tell you someone cares? The paths of wisdom encourage you to notice these moments. They are not trivial. They are significant every time someone laughs. At your joke, even if it's a bad one, they are opening a door to emotional intimacy, and you in turn must open that door. Recognizing the opportunity for connection. Don't take these signs for granted. Appreciate them. Embrace them. Allow these small moments to guide you toward greater emotional fulfillment in today's world, where everything moves fast and people are constantly distracted. It's easy to overlook these subtle cues, but the path of wisdom teaches us to slow down, to be mindful of the present moment when someone laughs. At your joke, they are telling you they want to be with you. They are signaling that they see you, that they value your presence even in the smallest of ways. This is a powerful form of communication, one that you should not ignore, instead recognize it for what it is, a sign of love in its purest, most vulnerable form. As you move forward in your relationships, remember this: it's not always the loudest, most dramatic gestures that matter the most. It's the quiet moments, the laughter, the subtle signs of affection that often hold the most meaning. Don't let these moments slip by unnoticed. They are telling you everything you need to know about how someone feels the next time someone laughs at your joke. Remember this: they are not just responding to your humor. They are telling you they want to be close to you. Don't take that lightly. Conclusion: 9 psychological signs someone secretly loves you. Old Stoic wisdom. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found these signs as eye-opening. As I did remember, love doesn't always shout sometimes. It whispers in the quietest of moments, those subtle looks, touches, and silences. If any of these signs resonate with you, trust your instincts. The heart often understands things the eyes cannot see. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt someone's secret love? Or maybe you've been the one keeping it to yourself. Drop a comment below and share your story. I can't wait to read them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's continue exploring the fascinating world of love and human connection. Together, thanks again for watching. And remember, sometimes the most powerful love is the one that whispers.